Rebel Moon, the most hardcore sci-fi masterpiece of late 2023, is finally on the horizon. This is also the first film collaboration between director Zack Snyder and Netflix. Dubbed as the Star Wars version of Seven Samurai, the movie is available in an R-rated director's cut and a PG-13 public version, indicating the explosive plot and visuals. Today, Netflix is airing the director's cut of the film, which is an hour longer than the public version. Without further ado, the story takes place on a colonial planet at the edge of a distant galaxy, where a girl named Kora lives a peaceful and serene life. It seems like a haven away from war and conflict. Like the other townspeople, Kora works from dawn to dusk, but even after 2 years, she remains an outsider. Hagen wishes Kora would integrate and see this place as her new home, but Kora feels she doesn't deserve it. Born amidst war, she was taught from a young age that love is a weakness. Kora is incapable of loving and being loved. The concept of family has long since disappeared from her world. Kora feels that this may never change. Faced with Kora's closed heart, Hagen is at a loss for words. The next day, as Kora and her neighbors are celebrating the harvest, a massive warship appears in the sky. Looking up, Kora sees the emblem of her mother planet on the warship and her face turns pale. Flooded with unpleasant memories, Kora rushes to the town center, frantically ringing the town's warning bell to alert others. However, the townspeople are oblivious to the looming danger, thinking they are just ordinary people, not rebels. The villagers believe showing goodwill and presenting themselves as partners, not enemies, will suffice. Kora disagrees. That warship isn't a symbol of prosperity. Its mission is destruction, conquest, and enslavement. Soon after, several small ships carrying fully armed soldiers land in the town. The leading officer, General Atticus Noble, claims to be a loyal representative of the assassinated king. He embraces Mayor Sindri, expressing goodwill, but after learning about the town, Atticus reveals his true purpose, seeking help to find rebels hiding there. He was sent by the regent to bring them to justice. The rebels have been attacking the supply harbor, led by Devra Bloodaxe and her brother Darian. Now short on supplies, they're willing to buy the town's surplus grain at triple the market price. With this money, the townspeople could live better lives. Sindri explains that their soil is not fertile and they have just endured a harsh winter with no surplus grain. However, Atticus refuses to give up. He confronts Gunnar, who manages the grain, and learns the truth contrary to Sindri's claims. Atticus executes Sindri on the spot. He demands the village deliver 10,000 bushels of grain to the warship within 2 months. Gunnar is horrified upon hearing this. It's all the grain they can produce in 2 months. Giving it away would starve everyone. Atticus returns to his warship in the sky, leaving a squad of soldiers to oversee the town. Rookie soldier Eris opens a box, revealing a robot claiming to be from the former King's Mechanical Legion JC-1435. Then they started moving supplies into the room. A soldier mentions the former King's Guard robots. It is said that after the King's death, they laid down their weapons and refused to fight, not resisting no matter what was done to them. To prove his point, the soldier fires several shots at a robot, which does not react. While the robot is cleaning the stains off itself, Sam approaches it to fetch water. The robot suddenly asks her if she has heard the story of the former king and his beautiful Princess Issa. JC-1435 is reminded of her by Sam. The myth calls Issa the Redeemer, believed to stop wars and start a new era of peace. These royal guards had sworn allegiance to her before her tragedy. Later, on distant battlefields, they received news that the entire royal family was brutally assassinated by their most trusted. To prevent honor and kindness from vanishing with the princess, they chose to never fight again. Sam looks at the robot for a long time.
I think it lives in you.
She then places a wreath of flowers on the robot's head. Watching Sam leave, the robot's heart could not be at peace. Meanwhile, the townspeople are in a stir. To meet the grain quota without starving, they decide to mobilize everyone to farm. Kora, seeing this, silently returns home to pack her belongings. She tells Hagen that the people are naive to think the soldiers will show mercy. Hagen recalls finding Kora in the wreckage of that ship, contemplating abandoning her, fearing she might bring trouble. But since bringing Kora into their lives, Hagen has never regretted it. Now, when they need Kora the most, she plans to leave. Hagen believes Kora, familiar with this world, might find a way. Perhaps she could locate the rebels they are hunting to relieve the town. Then they can fight side by side. Kora is pessimistic, fearing many will die even if they find the rebels, and she's not willing to sacrifice her life. As Kora prepares to leave on horseback from the barn, she encounters soldiers assaulting Sam. Eris tries to intervene but is overpowered and forced to watch. They plan to bully Sam one by one in front of Eris. Kora appears with an axe, but against the soldiers' guns, she seems powerless. As a soldier disarms Kora's axe, she suddenly erupts into violence, single-handedly taking on the crowd. Watching Kora decimate his men, the captain holds a gun to Sam's head, leading to a standoff. Then, robot JC-1435 enters. The captain orders JC-1435 to kill Kora and the insubordinate Eris, but the robot picks up a gun and instantly kills the captain. The townspeople arrive late, only to see Kora finishing off the remaining resistance soldiers.
We're gonna have to fight.
Kora had planned a quiet, ordinary life, but fate often mocks. She decides to seek out the rebel leader General Titus. Titus was a hero of the kingdom, but he left the mother planet with his troops after the king's death. Gunnar mentions previously selling grain to the Blood Axe family of the rebels. He's willing to take Kora to meet them, possibly leading to clues about General Titus. On the way, Kora shares her past. Her homeland was attacked by the mother planet's army when she was 7. The people's resistance angered the leading general, leading to his ruthless massacre of innocent civilians in the city. Kora, orphaned by the war, encountered Balisarius on the battlefield, but she couldn't bring herself to pull the trigger. Balisarius, seemingly taking a liking to her, took her away from the battlefield. Kora began training and learning the history of her mother planet. Living with the soldiers on the warship for 5 years, she gradually became Balisarius's protege and daughter, as well as a revered commander's daughter. At 18, she became an officer, leading a troop with bravery and skill, winning many wars. So, Kora knows that even if they submit enough grain, the townspeople won't be spared. With Gunnar's help, they learn at a tavern that Titus once fought in the Pollux Star Arena. Suddenly, a group of bounty hunters attack them. In a critical moment, a passerby helps Kora. The stranger, Kai, also despises the rule of their mother planet and offers to help them reach Pollux Star. But before they go to Pollux Star, Kai wants to take them to meet a friend who is very powerful and can help them a lot. Upon arrival, they discover that Kai's friend Tarak has become a prisoner. Tarak is willing to resist the mother planet's army but owes a significant debt. After negotiations, the creditor agrees to a wager. If Tarak can tame a newly captured Black Griffin, he's free. Otherwise, they all become slaves. Tarak approaches the howling Black Griffin. Confident, he asks others to release the Black Griffin's restraints, then starts communicating with it in a strange language. The manic Black Griffin seemed to understand his words and slowly accepted Tarak's touch. After removing the shackles from its wings, Tarak mounts it. Startled by being ridden, the Griffin flies into the sky, agitated. Weaving through stone forests, trying to knock Tarak off by hitting rocks. On the third attempt, Tarak is thrown off, but the Black Griffin is also dazed. As the Black Griffin prepares to fly again, Tarak leaps from a cliff and mounts it in midair. Finally, Tarak tames the Black Griffin, and it obediently flies. When Tarak returns to the farm riding the Black Griffin, Kora knows she has gained another companion. A woman arrives at the Spider Mother's lair to reclaim the children of her tribe, but the Spider Mother, unable to bear her own offspring, vents her anger on all infants. The woman is the legendary swordswoman Nemesis, and she certainly won't stand by as the Spider Mother harms her people's descendants. Since communication is futile, battle is the only option. Nemesis forces her to drop the child, but quickly finds herself outmatched. As her dual swords struggle against 8 legs, Gunnar steps in to protect the child and is also attacked by the Spider Mother. In a critical moment, Nemesis unleashes her ultimate move, channeling energy into her swords. Facing the Spider Mother's pounce, Nemesis slices open her abdomen, but the Spider Mother's vitality is extraordinary. Nemesis has to strike again to finish her off. Impressed by Gunnar's bravery, Nemesis agrees to join Kora's squad to fight against Balisarius. On the spaceship, Kora explains to Gunnar why she changed. She was promoted to a royal elite guard for her bravery and assigned as Princess Issa's personal bodyguard. Originally, Kora did not believe the princess was the prophesied savior until she personally witnessed the princess resurrect a dead bird. Realizing Issa truly had something special, they became close friends. The king also trusted Kora, and he hoped that Kora would always be there for Issa when she became queen. But then the king and queen's family were killed by assassins and the royal line ended. the world was thrown into chaos after the death of the Emperor, Balisarius, who raised her, took the opportunity to seize power and make himself regent. The group arrives at the Castor Gladiator Arena on Pollux Star, only to find the legendary General Titus reduced to a drunken vagrant. After cleaning him up, Titus ungratefully tells them to leave him alone. His men were killed by Balisarius' army, and now only he survives. Kora, however, speaks of the soldiers who served under him and sacrificed themselves, suggesting that even if Titus doesn't want redemption, he can choose revenge. Thus, another member joins the squad. After regrouping, they travel to the alien race Leviaticus planet, Shalon Star. Gunnar had previously contacted the rebel leader, Devra Bloodaxe, who is currently visiting Shalon Star, but when she learned of their intentions, Devra refused. Facing the mother planet's fearless warship with just their fighters is like a suicide mission. Dozens of soldiers can't destroy that warship. Kora mentions that Gunnar's villagers, who traded grain with them, are now threatened by General Atticus. Atticus is also hunting Devra and her group. Since they share a common enemy, why not join forces? As Darian, Devra's brother, steps out and observes Gunnar, confirming he is indeed a farmer, he agrees to join them. Many of their followers had their homes destroyed by Balisarius' army, and Gunnar represents their past selves, with no other recourse. However, shortly after their departure, the mother planet's fearless warship arrives at Shalon Star. Learning that these aliens sheltered the rebels, Atticus bludgeons their king to death. Then Atticus orders the complete destruction of the planet by the fearless warship. Unaware of their exposed whereabouts, Kora and her team arrive at the black market trading planet Gondiwa for supplies, when she suddenly notices something off about Kai. The next second, their spaceship is ambushed, and the team members are immobilized. Initially, Kai came to capture them for the bounty, aiming to round up all these criminals wanted by the kingdom in one swoop. Titus' bounty alone was enough for a lifetime of comfort. Kora's true identity was the top prize, as she was the universe's most wanted fugitive by Balisarius. Atticus, thrilled to see Kora, believes presenting her corpse to the regent would make him a kingdom hero. Kai, threatening Gunnar's life, forces him to shoot Kora with a paralyzing gun.
All you have to do is pull the trigger. Kora. So sorry.
Underestimating the farmer, Gunnar kills Kai and frees Kora. Kora, seizing a soldier's gun, engages in fierce combat with the guards. Gunnar, seizing the opportunity, rescues swordswoman Nemesis. Once free, she swiftly dispatches the guards, rescuing Darian and Titus. Atticus, seeing the chaos, orders the ship to fire on them. The rebel ship explodes before takeoff, turning into a fiery inferno. Seeing his men die, Darian leaps from the platform, lunging towards the cockpit, but the soldier inside dodges him and shoots him through the body with a laser gun. Before dying, Darian kills the soldier and triggers the ship's controls. The ship crashes, destroying half the port and turning it into ruins. Kora and Atticus land on a lighthouse platform, where after a struggle, Kora kills Atticus. Elsewhere, Atticus' body is returned to the mother planet, with tubes inserted into him. As the scientists activate the device, Atticus' consciousness is transferred before Balisarius. Atticus reports finding Balisarius' traitorous daughter, Kora, now part of the rebel organization. Enraged, Balisarius gives Atticus one last chance to wipe out the rebels and bring Kora to him. He vows to execute Kora personally in front of the council. As Atticus' consciousness returns to his body, scientists miraculously revive him. Kora and her team return to their small town.